Hello and welcome to this video. We were continuing the first chapter of your history, that is French Revolution. In last video we discussed up to the outbreak of revolution, and in this video we will discuss about the formation of National Assembly of France. In last video we discussed that when the member of third state proposed to conduct the vote as a whole where each member would have one vote, Louis XVI rejected the proposal, and in protest the member of third state left the assembly. The representatives of the third state viewed themselves as spokesmen for the whole French nation. As the prosperous group among the third estate were playing the role of representative and they were educated, they think themselves as the spokesman for the whole French nation. Nation means a whole unit where the people were bind together with some common emotion. So, the representative of the third state people, they consider themselves as the spokesperson for the whole French nation, not only as the spokesperson of the third state of France. On 20th June, they assembled in the hall of an indoor tennis court in the grounds of Versailles. On 20th June, all the representative members of the third estate, they walked out of the king's assembly and they gathered in a indoor tennis court ground of Versailles. They declared themselves a national assembly, and without any official approval they declared themselves as a national assembly. They swore not to disperse till they had drafted a constitution for France that would limit the power of the monarch. After declaring themselves the National Assembly, they swore not to disperse from that place until they draft a constitution for the France, and in that constitution they decided to limit the power of the monarch. They were led by Mirabeau and Abessias. And the surprising fact is that the whole National Assembly was led by its whole procedure, like drafting of constitution, what they vowed, everything was led by two leaders, Mirabeau and Abessias, who themselves belonged to the privileged class. Mirabeau. Mirabeau was born in a noble family but was convinced of the need to do away with a society of feudal privilege. Mirabeau himself was belonged to a noble family. That means he belonged to second estate who was privileged of exemption from all kind of taxes, but he himself was against the system, against the prevailing practice. He believed that there must be equality among all the three estates. He brought out a journal and delivered powerful speeches to the crowds assembled at Versailles, who assembled at the Versailles tennis court in order to draft a constitution, or who consider themselves as National Assembly of France and who were vowed to draft a constitution for the France which will reduce the power of the monarch. Abessias. Abessias originally a priest who are related to church. That means Abessias belonged to the first estate who was also privileged of exemption from all kind of taxes. But he wrote an influential pamphlet called What is the Third Estate? He was born in a privileged class, but he also supported the demand of third estate about their freedom of speech, the right to equality, drafting of constitution, formation of national assembly, reduction in the power of monarch. Every demand of third estate was supported by Abessias. And Mirabeau and Abessias led the formation of the National Assembly as well as the drafting of the constitution for France. While the National Assembly was busy at Versailles drafting a constitution, the rest of France seethed with turmoil. When the National Assembly was busy in drafting constitution for the France, the rest of the France was going through a very tough time. Why? Because a severe winter had meant a bad harvest. The price of bread rose. Often bakers exploited the situation and hoarded supplies. As we discussed in last video, that a bad harvest automatically create the situation of subsistence crisis. The same happened because of severe winter that year. A bad harvest occurred. Because of that, the price of bread rose, and that situation tempted the bakers. Bakers mean who makes bread. That situation tempted the bakers to do black marketing, means holding supply, who hold back supplies so that the price will rise further and then they will release the product and earn more profit. That is called hoarding of supplies. After spending hours in long queues at the bakery, crowds of angry women stormed into the shops. Because of the lack of supply, lack of availability of bread, there was situation where the women, because mainly the women were assigned to look after the family, because all the male members were contributing to the National Assembly to draft the constitution, so women were there to look after the family. They had to go to the shops in order to bring bread to their family. So there were situations where they had to be in a long queue and wait for hours in order to get some bread. So, as the situation lasted for a longer period of time, the crowd get angry and they stormed into the shops. They start attacking the shops and looting it. At the same time, the king ordered troops to move into Paris. During such severe situation, the king ordered the troops means army, to move to Paris. As we already discussed in previous videos that the peasants constitute 90% of total population of the France, and because of their large population and lack of availability of opportunities, many peasants do or many peasants serve multiple professions. They practice peasantry, they had to look after their family, they had to serve for the army, they had to serve for the labor. So in such tough situation, when many members are away from home forming the National Assembly and drafting a constitution for the France, rest were looking after the family, there was a bad harvest, people are suffering from bread crisis. At such time, when the king ordered the army to move to Paris, the army crowd, they get agitated, they get angry. And in response, on 14th July, the agitated crowd stormed and destroyed the Bastille. Bastille was a fort area where many prisoners were kept and all, which was also a symbol of the monarchical power. The angry crowd, they attacked the Bastille and destroyed it. At that time, in the countryside, rumors spread from village to village that the lords of the manor had hired bands of brigands who were on their way to destroy the ripe crops. In such situation, there were rumors spreading from village to village. Rumors means misleading words where there is no evidence that whether those words are true or not. Those are called rumors, misleading words. So rumors spread from village to village that the lord of the manor, means the jamindar kind who were controlling the peasants and their production, had hired bands of brigands who were on their way to destroy the ripe crop. Where there is already bad harvest because of severe winter, when they heard that manor had hired band in order to destroy the remaining ripe crop, people, mainly peasants, get frightened and they seized hoes and pitchforks, means all those tools which were used in order to plow the land or in order to practice peasantry. They seized all their tools and attacked Chitaks, looted hoarded grains, and burned down documents containing records of manorial dues. In response to that rumor, peasants get angered, and in the fear of suffering more, they seized all their tools and attacked the Chiteuks. They looted grain stores and also burned all the document that had record of their dues. Dues means which amount of tax they had to pay and all. They destroyed all the documents. A large number of nobles fled from their homes, many of them migrating to neighboring countries. And in such situations, somewhere armies are attacking the Bastille fort, somewhere peasants are attacking the Chiteuks, they are looting, they were burning things. In such situation, the nobles they get feared and they fled to neighboring countries. They run to neighboring countries, leaving France behind. Faced with the power of his revolting subjects, subjects means to whom the rulers rule, the public, the crowd. So, facing the agitating subject, the angry crowd, the public, Louis XVI scared, and finally, first he recognized the National Assembly, and second he accepted the principle that his power would from now on be checked by a constitution. So in fear when many nobles fled, Louis XVI decided, finally he ready to recognize the National Assembly. He recognized the National Assembly as official, and he also agreed then from now on his power will be checked, his power will be restricted by the laws, by the rules of constitution. And as a result, the France became a constitutional monarchy where the constitution and monarchy both existed simultaneously. On the night of 4th August 1789, the Assembly passed a decree abolishing the feudal system of obligation and taxes. And because Louis XVI made the constitution official, the National Assembly official, on the night of 4th August 1789, the National Assembly they passed a decree where they abolish all the kind of feudal system of obligation of taxes, the unequal distribution of taxing pattern. They abolished that. Members of the clergy, means the first estate people, were forced to give up their privilege. They were abandoned from all the privileges they were enjoying. Tithe were abolished. Tithe was a kind of tax that was paid to the church, to the first estate by the peasant. Tithe was abolished. Land owned by the church was confiscated. The land that was owned by the church was seized in order to distribute among the peasants because they were the people who were giving tax. The church people they did not giving any tax and also had a large share of land holding. So all their land holdings were seized by the National Assembly. That's all about this video. Thank you.